spinning plates. That's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
So it blows me away how many plates you're spinning, and what I mean by that is like you've got this gymnastics, and what's your goal in gymnastics? Like next 2 years, Tokyo's coming around. Your goal, I know what your goal is. You want to win an Olympic gold medal. So you've got that plate spinning, and that is a big plate. But then you've got like the YouTube thing. You've got like your body Bible. You've got your merchandise. Like you've just bought an apartment. It seems to me like you're spinning a lot of plates. How are you dealing with that mentally? Like, how is it tough? It's got to be tough, man.
Yeah, it's a good question. So I communicate a lot with everyone around me, and like it's good analogy. The spinning plates is a good analogy. I always see it as a big pie, and I got a knife and I chop up the pie into pieces. And the toughest thing is the balance. So, for example, last weekend, my gymnastics side, have I made decisions in other pieces of the pie, in other plates spinning, where I've prioritised that plate too much, so it's affected that. And then I think it's not tough when you love it, if that makes sense. So I would never take something on that I felt that filled me with anxiety, and like I didn't want to do that. So and then I'm surrounded by the best people, mate. Like I've got the best manager, I've got the best, as you grow, you kind of bring people into your team. I've got the best, editor, cameraman. My sister works a lot on the business development and keeping that alive. She is the best. Yeah. And I think that's who you surround yourself with. So I've got myself in it. It might seem like, holy shit, how is he balancing all these plates? But I've got a support network and a system in place where literally all I have to worry about and do the majority of the time is my training and vlogging, the two things that I love.
Could you ever see it getting to a point in the next 2 years where, would you be prepared if you got to a point where you were like, okay, this is like, well, because I don't know how long you're going to carry on for. If you're going to go another 4 years, would you be prepared to step away from all of that stuff and just focus on your training?
100%.
Or do you think
if I knew,
do you think now you'd actually be worse off for doing that?
Yeah, I think that the thing that I love about having something else is it's something else. I think you can get too obsessed almost, like robot obsessed. I know you've been there. I've like
witnessed it.
I've seen it, and I know like even when you're in that too robot state, you didn't know you was.
No.
And it's hard to communicate. Like it takes you to realize. So being the YouTuber and the vlogger and the businessman, it almost makes me a better athlete because I have that release. I have something else that I can focus on, and
it's not just
and it inspires me, and it keeps me ticking. It keeps me like always trying to be the best version of myself. So I translate that into the gym, and it's not just like we used to have the gym Call of Duty days. I used to go to gym, then go and watch series and play Call of Duty. Yeah. Not that that is a problem. I loved it, genuinely loved it. But like my ambition is bigger than to spend all that time just wasted playing games. So I work so hard, but yeah, it's inspiring, and I'll never forget this, right? I've had a lot of sort of mentors on my path, and I know you have. I've used psychology, and one of my mentors, when it was kind of a time where I was struggling to balance it all, he said he's been with a lot of big athletes and worked in football clubs. Yeah. So he's interviewed so many mega players, and he always asks, like, I think it was Paul Scholes that he was.
Oh, Jack would love this. That's his favourite player of all time. He met him 2 weeks ago in a bar in West Bridgford, and I was in Ireland, and I was like, the one weekend. A
lot of people said that Scholes was like the man of the god, mate.
It's because he didn't give a shit. He didn't do interviews. He just did his thing. Right?
But like I tell you what, but when he said so, the greatest player of all time to Scholes. I might be wrong with the player, but let's say Scholes. Who is Paul Scholes? Who, in your opinion, who is the greatest player of all time? And he said the majority of the lads, they used to go like, without a shadow of a doubt, Beckham.
Really? That's
so why Beckham? Well, he said, do you know what? Beckham, maybe he's not the god on the pitch. He had some times, mate. Yeah, he's done some.
That guy.
But like he's built this brand. He's off the pitch. He's at every commercial gig, every dinner. He's got Victoria, that whole dynamic. Yeah. He's earning tens, hundreds of millions. He's got commercial brands coming out of his thing, commitments. all that pressure outside.
Yeah.
But you put him back on the pitch, he's still a legend. He delivers.
Yeah.
He hits the free kicks in. So it's like that. It made me think. Do you know what? If a person like that can do it, like why can't I?
Yeah.
And it just made that made me do more. I just think why. I have people telling me saying you can't do that too much. Don't focus so much on your vlogging. It'll affect your gymnastics. And I'm like, why?
Why? Yeah, asking that question.
Why? Like, and I always think in my head when I think I'm doing too much, or when someone's telling me you need to chill out, you need to focus on. Yeah. I'm like Beckham.
Do you know what?
I just think David. What about Beckham?
For me, it's like you a lot of time without trying to blow your own trumpet, but like, when someone says like, and people like. I'm inspired by the young guys coming up. And you were saying before about picking brains. Like I pick your brain all the time. I pick the young kids. I'm like, what are they thinking?
Yeah.
What are they thinking about now?
They don't have to be successful.
Yeah, it doesn't have to. They don't have to be more successful than me. They don't have to be older than me. I want to learn from everyone coming in. But you make me, because of the way you've done things. Now I ask the question why a lot more. When someone says, "No, you got to do it this way," or "It's always been done this way," it has to be like this. I ask that question why.